Hello guys and welcome back to some more World of Tanks. Today I'm talking about the Cold War tanks, the modern armor variant of the game, and my problems with it and why I don't actually play it very much. I have got just the two initial tanks you get when you first start it, and this one premium tank. And yeah, there's a few problems with it, and these will probably are starting to be fixed currently. And my main issue is main issue obviously is partly to do with the lack of variations of tanks. That is obviously going to change. We've just got the three lines at the moment: American lights, American heavy, and Russian heavy or mediums or whatever, and then we're getting British tanks at the end of the year, but there's just not enough variations of tanks at the moment to make it really all that great to play. I mean, like I say, I normally play about one game of Cold War before I start playing World War II tanks, and that's one of the main reasons. I have no big interest in going down the lines either at the moment. They're very expensive. Another thing is, obviously, the problem is money. They just cost a lot of money to go down, and I do have a lot of money at the moment, but just not enough to really bother with. I've got plenty of money, but I don't really want to waste all that hard work I've done into saving all this silver just to waste it on going down a couple of lines in the modern era, and some of the other problems are such as what are the other problems? Well, bots are prevalent in the game. They can boost your overall score and stuff, which is fine. And obviously they're just not as good. It's not competitive really playing against those people. And then we've also got the old lack of actual types. I've got one. I mean, like I said, we've only got three lines to go down, and they're only one's slightly different. The light tanks, but again, they're not big old change really, because the old modern tanks are generally fast anyway. So I don't. Light tanks are slightly less appealing when they can only go slightly faster than the mediums and heavies in the game. Another problem is lack of. They're putting medals in soon, but it's a lack of badges and ribbons and medals at the moment that really put me off. I'm like, I have a game where I'm going, I think I did quite well in that. But without the medals and stuff, like the first mastery badge and the stuff like that, first class and second class and third class and all that, and it's just like, I don't actually know how well I've done in the game. It's just like I think I've had a fairly decent game, but I've no idea. So that's another thing. That's quite a big thing, actually. I mean, it may seem like a small thing to new players or whatever, but in general, I actually quite think that's quite a big thing. I came second in that game, but I'm not sure. Yes, so I did well in comparable to my team, but my team might be absolutely terrible. I'm not 100% sure, because I don't have a first class or a mastery badge or any of those kind of things to tell me. And now we do know that obviously they can be not particularly accurate themselves. Because I've gone out in a tier 10 and got like 8,000 damage and a couple of kills and got like a first class or a second class, and then gone out in the same tank a week later, got 5 kills but only about 3,000 damage, and I've got a mastery badge. So that is something to think about, but it's still at least an indication on how well you've done it in a game. Now, and like I said, Les, I need 3 lines to go down, but there does seem to be an abnormal amount of premium tanks, which does make it a little bit annoying that they've put all this effort into all these premium tanks, and there's only 3 actual lines to actually go down. I'm actually in one of the premium tanks, simply because I have not got much interest in going down or collecting all the tanks in the modern era line anyway, but I thought I'd buy a premium one just in case like it really picks up in the future, and I want to platoon up with people. I've at least got a premium tank to go out in, and then that's another thing is like I'm not a big I obviously like game. I play it a lot, and I do recognize what tank is what for the in the World War II variant at least. But one thing I do find rather bad is it doesn't tell you the tier of the tanks. And it doesn't go up by tiers, which is it's like era 1, era 2, era 3, and each one has 3 eras. It's quite hard to understand. I don't know why they would change it. They're using tiers in the World War II, and then when you go to Cold War, they don't go by tiers. They go by numbers and then eras, which I think is quite confusing. And when I'm playing, I'm only playing a couple of games, so I'm not really learning many of the tanks or anything like that. So what would obviously is quite helpful is if I'm going one-on-one with an enemy tank. I don't know what I'm up against really. I don't know how many, like if it's a tier higher than mine, or tier 2 tiers higher than mine, or what really. And if I'm going one-on-one, I want to know so I can decide which ammo type to. If I'm going up against a tank that's a tier or 2 tiers higher than me, I might want to load premium rounds from the get-go, so I don't have any chances of bouncing, because every shot's going to count. And yeah, those are the main problems really. And I don't think, and they are putting in medals, I think. I'm not sure 100% what that's going to entail. But that would be interesting to see, right? And then we've got the old so we'll see what that brings, and then at the end of the year we're going to get another line of tanks in, but that's still not quite what I as much as I would like. So we're going to have to wait and see what that brings us. But yeah, okay, we'll that's the end of that. But we're getting hit by this guy. At the end of that game, we did 2,600 damage and about just over 2,000 assisted. So we had a fairly decent game, but we didn't make it to the top 3, which is kind of understandable for Cold War, I guess. We came 4th. And there's new premium tank, the Hiss Arctic variant, which is kind of OP. I've kind of saw a review of it the other day. And I feel again, and this is really quite insulting. It's typical war gaming. Like, okay, we got the Type 59, an old tank, which is an okay tank. It's an okay tank, but then like a couple of years later, they bring out, rather than buffing the Type 59, they bring out the Type 59 2, which is all around a lot better and a lot more competitive tank. But the Hiss has been out for about a few weeks, and they've brought out the Arctic Hiss, which is a lot better, and it's only been a few weeks. Now that's a pretty terrible business model there. Basically, just slapping a slap in the face for those people who have paid actual money for the Hiss. I mean, I don't feel too bad for them because I think it's an obnoxious G.I. Joe tank, so whatever. But this, I didn't even know you could play Cold War on this map. And the problem with this map is, even in Cold War, is trying to get that through to that the JK line, the HJK line, without getting hit by tanks going across the open there. But now with Cold War, you've got true vision, so you don't need a light tank to spot them up. They can just see them crossing that area as is. So you've restricted the map heavily by doing by having true vision on this map. So I don't know why Cold War tanks are allowed to play on this map at all. It's a bit ridiculous and silly. Trying to get a shot on this guy to finish him off, because I don't know what my teammates are doing there. There's like several teammates there and they're just not finishing him off. We've probably lost this game, I would have thought. Well, no, to be fair, we've got, it's about half and half, right? We are actually now winning. But they do have the JK line, but they haven't actually pushed it. And we have actually taken the 909 quite nicely, and up near their spawn area, so we can now get in behind. But yeah, so they could have won this game quite easily, to be honest. But this guy here, I believe he's just going to sit there for us. And I don't think he's a bot either. I don't think he's a bot, because bots don't normally have like capital letters and numbers in their name. Just but then they might have changed that up a bit, I suppose, to make it harder for us to notice bots in the game. Who knows? There we go. Pinned him in place. Unfortunately repairs, but we do get a bit of assisted. Try to finish him off here. Someone else finishes him off, but we can duck down. Fortunately, Matt hit his track but didn't take it off or he repaired it very quickly. So we kind of know where one of the enemy tanks is. And I'm kind of looking on the list to see what he is. I think he was a tier higher than me, or tier 2 tiers higher than me. So we were loading premium because we want to get a tiny bit more damage off before the end of the game. I think I actually have a silver boost in this game as well. So we're just going to try to head him up. That's just very strange because the majority of the team didn't seem to know where he is, and he's come straight for me. So that is quite unfortunate. He's still aiming for me, but we managed to pen him there. There's no way he's going to finish it off. There we go. So we just got over 5,000 combined. So it's not absolutely amazing game in this tank, but again, I'm not 100% sure. It's pretty decent, I think, but I didn't even make it into the top 3. So that's a bit annoying. We actually came 4th. Anyway, those are my problems with Cold War, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.